Okay. Hey,
All
Tim.
right.
How
What's
you
up, Al? How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining me. I have really been enjoying using GeoGebra this year. I know that I'm teaching geometry, and you were trying to convince me this was the way to go, and I'm like, I want to use Desmos, and I do. I use Desmos.
Use
It's
both.
great. Yeah, but
Awesome.
you've really just shown me so many great things that I'm actually really enthusiastic, and I've been using GeoGebra this year, and so one of my things that I wanted to do is I think on when designing a lesson is how do I get the students to do the thinking, how do I get the students to do the talking. So my quick and dirty for any lesson is start with students thinking. So today my learning objectives were chord, central angle, and inscribed angle. Now I could put it up there. Here's a chord. Here's an example of a chord. Here's the definition. Copy it down. Let's do some practice problems together. The problem is all of that is DOK 0. I'm doing all of the thinking and they're just writing it down. And then we move into DOK 1 where I say, okay, now here's a problem that's similar to the ones that I just did for you. How would you, what's the answer? So they regurgitate it back. And I've done that for years. So I'm trying to not do that. My quick and dirty, how do I start with students thinking? So I thought for this time, what I wanted to do was I want to just give them the definition, right? A chord is a line segment in a circle where the endpoints are on the circle. Now, to me, that feels really obvious. And it was awesome because I had the students do it today where I said, what do you think that means? And at least half of them drew the radius. And drew, I mean, we're using GeoGebra. So they put up on GeoGebra. Now, what I wanted to do was to be able to use GeoGebra Classroom because as they're exploring, and I'm trying to do poker face here, like, this is the definition. What do you think that means? And then go around and check them and like, okay, you got it, you got it.
Right.
I couldn't get I did something wrong. I set it up wrong. And so I just switched over and I had them go GeoGebra.org and they clicked on for the calculators, just go straight to the geometry calculator, which I know you prefer to use the suite. And usually when I make stuff for myself, I start with the suite.
Actually, the classic is what I use, the default. But yeah, I mean, there's so many apps. People get confused. Where do I go? What do I do? But it's like right now, the biggest need that teachers have is not so much how to use a new app and all the power that it contains. It's more of, listen, I got to teach remotely here. And man, I want to engage my students, but I don't want to make YouTube videos. I don't want a direct lecture, but I want to engage my students without the hassles of having them send me 8 million screenshots via name your app. You know what I mean? So yeah, we can do a quick GeoGebra. We can actually create something from scratch in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And have a new screen share. We'll walk through it. Okay.
Okay, cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So go ahead and screen share there.
I got a new window up. I'm going to share my screen. Application window. And okay, there we are. Awesome. So I go to GeoGebra.org and always make sure that you are signed in. You can see up here in the upper right-hand corner that has an M here, letting me know that I'm signed in. I know that I go on the left-hand side here to profile. And
you can do that. Yep.
I can create an activity. Is that what I want to do?
I would recommend not.
Okay.
Again, I want to work smart, not hard here. So so let's go back to the home page.
Back on the home page.
Yeah. So see, right now when people come here, they get overwhelmed and anxious because there's so much here, and it's like, where do I go? And I understand that. GeoGebra knows that, they're aware of that, and there's plans and works to change the overall site to make it more less anxious looking because there's a lot of stuff smacking you in the face at once. But I'd love it if they could do it in a week. But again, when you change one thing, a lot of other complications come up. But regardless, here's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to you see where it says resources on the left side, two under home.
Resources.
Yeah, click on resources there, and that top swim lane right there. The top swim lane, that's where a lot of gold nuggets are right there. It was also on the homepage, like a little bit.
Page. I didn't realize that I don't know why it never occurred to click on the resources tab on the side.
Yeah, but again, my wish is that those four would be like at the top, when you're the homepage. But regardless, whatever, you go to resources, there it is. In fact, the illustrative math middle school curriculum, the entire curriculum is there, 6 to 8. And I'm also excited to share that GeoGebra is, I'm allowed to say this, but GeoGebra actually is going to have an Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry curriculum, all IM, 100% digitally accessible for, yeah. So, and there's going to be more about that coming up in the next few weeks, but the goal is to have it released at the start of the summer. That's the goal.
Oh,
Maybe with the first chapter or two in the, April, May, depending, but whatever. So, great little
adopting
tidbit.
right now.
Yeah, throw out the textbook. Just we could do this right here, remote, hybrid, or in person, doesn't matter. So, but let's go to, you see the second one in that says remote learning templates on that top swim lane right there. Go to where it says remote learning templates. Yeah, there's a lot of gold here that people don't realize are here because it's kind of hidden. But basically, you have starter apps like checking in with students emotionally, socially, like how are you feeling, like a emoji, the kind of thing. So if you scroll down a little bit, all right, you can see right there. So just to highlight, we'll answer your question in a second, but I want to let teachers know these are here. Like if you go, can you click on the thumbs up? How are you doing today? Sometimes as a teacher, all you might need is just a couple whiteboards. Like there's a check-in app right there. So if you hit it, you can actually slide that slider up there. You can see all the different emojis. But those are, yeah, so those are simply GeoGebra notes. Yeah, whiteboards. How am I doing today? But in GeoGebra Classroom, you as a teacher can see how your students are doing.
That's fun. Pear Deck does that, and so it's a nice way to just, and I can just add that into my activity.
Yeah, Desmos has a lot of amazing starter screens too. In fact, some of these were inspired, by what they have there. So, but let's go back a notch. Let's go back to the other tab you had there, and those are just GeoGebra Notes whiteboards. You can have kids just sketch and type equations, whatever. But scroll down just a little more. Okay, where it says virtual whiteboards and apps there. Okay, what I think you may have wanted was now let's click on Classic for now.
Classic.
Okay, you wanted the geometry app, but I'm going to have you go to Classic instead. You see right there, that is one of GeoGebra's apps, but it's embedded in that activity page. It's smaller. You have the Classic app. If you scroll down, you got a whiteboard to go underneath it that kids can write on, and you'll see them doing everything in real time, right? Okay, so you just go there.
That show up
so now
in task 2 in the class.
Say it again.
Does that show up as class 1 or task 1 and task 2 when I'm looking at everybody's? Okay.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, so we can actually what I would recommend doing is copying this and editing it. Just like a Google Doc, you just make a copy, right? So if you go to the 3 dots up there, go to copy activity. Change the title up there.
And get used to writing the correct year.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, so what you call it what you wanted, but now I think you wanted to ask students to like construct a chord or do something, whatever. You know what I mean? So let's say construct a circle and draw a chord. Okay, so of a circle.
I don't want to use the word draw, right? What would I do? Create?
And a chord within it. Something like that.
Within it. Great. Okay. All right.
Okay. So there you go. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually clean that app up. Now what we're going to do here, we're going up the ladder several notches. We're going to clean that app up so that all they have is the segment tool, the circle tool, the line tool, and you know what I mean? So it's kind of like now there is a
especially since part of my learning objectives today was for them to know how to make the circle, how to make the chord, to use GeoGebra, not I do it for them all the time.
Exactly. And so one of the drawbacks the Classic app has for a lot of teachers and students is that, oh my gosh, there's 8 million tools. It can be done with 8 million tools. People get overwhelmed. And so let's clean up the toolbar to give them only what they need. That is an act of differentiation for students who struggle more. Just you want them to focus on what they want to focus on, So
so Tim, Kathleen wants to know, is this can only be done with live students, right?
You could do it live or you could do it synchronous or asynchronous. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so when I create a class and I create a code, it can be done asynchronously?
Sure.
Cool.
If you leave the class unpaused, kids can work on it at 9 o'clock at night, 3 in the morning. Hopefully not then, but whenever. So here's what we're going to do. Now, granted, this part, if you want to clean up the toolbar, we're going to throw another additional advanced how-to in here.
Yeah.
All right, but if you go to that menu there, click the 3 horizontal bars, scroll down a little bit.
Yes. I go to edit.
Nope. Scroll down.
Oh, scroll down more. Oh,
Go
yeah.
to where is it?
It's not settings.
Oh no. Actually, click. I'm sorry. Click the move arrow.
Tools, right?
Yes, tools. Click on tools. Click customize toolbar.
Yep.
Okay.
Toolbar, okay.
Now, everything you see on the left side is all the tools that are going to show up on top of the app.
Okay.
So everything on the right side is what you're going to hide. So here's what I recommend everybody doing. Take everything and drag it out. You ever watch that TLC show Hoarders? Like, one of the first things they do when the people that come in to help the people is that they always clean out the whole house. So clean out the left side, drag everything over, get all that stuff out.
Do it faster than just one at a time.
Right now, there's no way. It's like 5 extra seconds. I get it. But even drag the move, because under move, there's more tools. That's like a drag the arrow over too. Okay.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yep. There's stuff hidden there. So now we got to move stuff back in one at a time. What do I really need to make a chord say, or all these things? So I need the move arrow. Drag the move arrow back in now.
Okay.
Okay. Drag it to. No, it was down. Scroll down a little bit. It's down.
Okay.
I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Move. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
drag it in. Drag it over again.
For a drop
There
down.
you go.
It still has the plus icon on it.
Yeah, but there's nothing under it though. It just shows by default. So now we need the circle tool, right? The kids have to draw a circle. So let's drag circle with center through point. Drag it over. They need that.
Mm-hmm.
See?
No, I didn't.
Try again. It could be a little finicky.
Oops. Apparently, I got move in there twice.
Yeah. Try clicking the center of that bar. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm doing something weird. I doubt it's this hard.
It can be very sensitive, touchy kind of thing. You just got to be gentle with it. Yeah, just go slow.
Oh,
drag it slowly. And when you see that blue thing highlight, there you go.
Several times and I haven't had any trouble. I think it's just because you're watching me.
Yeah, right. There you go. But wherever circle at center through point went, it's in there somewhere.
It's in here.
There it is. Now go slow. There you go. Click. Yep. Now we need the segment tool, do we not?
Yeah, we need the segment tool. Although I'm going to tell you, the kids had to decide if they're doing line or line segment. So like, which one do I use? As many times as I can get them to make a decision, justify, like, is that what you wanted?
Mm-hmm.
I want that. So I'm going to put the segment one in here, but honestly, I'd rather them have some things that force them to decide. Yeah,
you should put line in there too, because why not copy the same app we make? We'll save our work. We'll ask them to make a secant while we're at it. You know what I mean? In the next task.
I mean, like locus. They wouldn't be doing that. So.
Well, we could use the tool, but that's more of a advanced. You could. It depends on what your kids are, in the curriculum, which kids are able to do.
I'm saying for this activity, no, I didn't have any of my students try that one.
No, we don't need it here. But you know what? Now, if you want, there is a tangents tool there that actually will just do the tangent automatically. Because right now, these kids, if they're just starting learning about circles, they don't know that they have to draw a perpendicular to a radius, say, to make it a tangent. So we can actually throw the tangent tool in there and have them make it, and then have them tell us what the definition is. You see what I'm saying? Find the tangents tool. It's there somewhere.
There's somewhere. Okay. Parabola. It's just fun looking through the list.
It is. But for some teachers who don't have time, it's overwhelming, and I understand that, So there you go. And also, you want the trash can. Always put the trash can in there.
Oh, always put the trash can.
That's the rule I live by. Oh, I always love to put the trash can to delete.
Right, hold on. I'm trying to take some quasi notes into the broadcast. When customizing the toolbar in GeoGebra, always include the trash can. Okay. The chat notes of the YouTube and whatever, just to get it out there.
Yeah, so I want to address this comment right here quickly. When I create a class, my students tell me if it's paused for them unless I'm in there. That used to be the case, Kathleen, but GeoGebra actually fixed that because after a week, because more people were getting annoyed with that classes were coming paused by default, but that default was turned off. So when you create a GeoGebra class now, it does not come paused, or it should not come paused at all. What else can we think right here? Yeah. So anyway, going back to what we were doing, can you scroll down there and hit done? You have to hit the done icon to customize that toolbar. Once you're done, hit apply. Apply.
I have to click apply. Click.
Yep.
All right. Hold
Click
on.
apply.
All right. So when I'm customizing the toolbar, when customizing your GeoGebra toolbar, make sure you click both apply and done. Okay, so I'm gonna click apply, and then I click done. Okay, cool, did it.
All right. So now we go up there. You see, that's what we have. Those are tools we need. But now you know what? I don't want that input stuff on the right because I don't need it, and I want to get rid of the grid too. So you know what we're gonna do? Click on the horizontal bars in the upper corner again. All right. Go to yeah. So let's go to view.
View. All right.
Now view. And uncheck algebra. See, the algebra view is that left bar right there. See, that gets rid of it. Okay. Now, so right here, if we go to, if you actually go now, get out of there for a second. Just you can get out of that. We're all done in there, right? Or just close that. Now, just right click and just hide axes or whatever, and hide the grid. And there you go.
Great.
Now, okay, so now you want to go down a little bit and hit. No, wait. Oh, wow. I never tried up. But you want to hit done. Go hit the edit, hit the pencil there. No, scroll up.
Pencil.
Yep.
Oh, I have to
and then hit done. You got to hit done. That's a big boo-boo people make right there. If you don't hit done, it doesn't save the changes. You know? So, yeah. So there we have what we need. Okay. All right. So, yep. Is it possible we can make that bigger a little bit? Could you make it wider on the thing there so we can, yeah, or zoom out? Perfect. So now, actually, if you scroll down, if you go, I don't know why the background just came purple. That was just weird. But if you now, do you want that whiteboard there? You can delete it if you want it. But there's a whiteboard if you want kids to reflect and type stuff or write stuff.
I love GeoGebra notes.
GeoGebra notes. That's an app in there. It's up to you. You know. But
this is right here. This is GeoGebra notes, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a one. Think of it as a one-slided notes file.
Later, you're gonna have to show me how to do that. I didn't realize you could embed GeoGebra notes.
And it becomes a task in GeoGebra Classroom. Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be a game changer for me.
Yeah. And so therefore now, let's delete that one. Go hit the trash can for that next classic app, because hit the trash can there, the upper corner. Hit the yep. And so hit that trash can. Okay. But see, now you can go up again and you could duplicate that app we just made. Hit the copy icon in the upper right corner there. Nope. Yeah, right there. Copy it. Now you can ask them to make it a CCAT. Now you can ask them to make a whatever.
Okay.
You see?
I'm going to click the pencil. I'm going to say construct a circle with a central angle. This is what I want to do today. And I need to click done. And then I want to copy that.
Yeah, or do it, or whatever. You could always go back and edit later, but there's a couple of things we can say there. Could you hit save and close at the bottom? Let's save and close. Right, and now the unfortunate thing right now, not that it's unfortunate, is I don't like the workflow. They are going to change it, but it always, when you copy a Google Doc, it takes you to the copy. It doesn't leave you at the original, but that's the original you copied. So you got to go back. You got to go back to your profile. But that workflow is going to improve, guaranteed. There's a ticket to fix that. So you see right there where you have. It's a
whiteboard where students can do the construction I want them to do, and if we want, they can draw something on the whiteboard below it with the GeoGebra notes, and then I've got my central angle and another place. Actually,
there you go.
It's stuff too many times, but whatever.
Right. If you want to get rid of that input bar, we can get rid of it. I mean, that's a little class. That's like a minor thing, but so we could go to edit activity. Yep. If you ever find, oops, I goofed up, did something I shouldn't have done, or not that we screwed up, but you know what I mean. But if you go back now,
Central
go to the very,
and then this one I want to be, I'm just gonna move it down here, right? And edit this to be the in center and inscribe.
inscribe angle.
What did I teach today? And
Right.
it's done.
And done. So now if you want to get rid of the input bar there, we could, if you hit the pencil.
Input bar. Oh, down here at the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot to turn up, hit the pencil there.
Is it
Go to advanced. Yeah. Under advanced settings, unchecked show input bar, and that'll go away. Now see, the toolbar has to be checked off in order for the tools to show. All right. And sometimes the default for that is off, but
Yeah,
that's how you get the tools to show.
I know you had shown this to me before. I went to the advanced. Okay, so first, none of my students could make the circle. It was just a blank box I had stuck in there. So then for second period, I remembered, oh, right, I got to go to the advanced settings and check these check boxes. So it's just, it's live and learn.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but it stinks when it happens right in class. I mean, in my first few months of dabbling with GeoGebra, it happened to me too.
I'm pretty dang good with using Google Apps, and even then, not everything goes smoothly that I forget to do something.
Right.
We have in our mind as we're trying to teach her,
Crazy. So
come all the way down, and I do save and close.
Save and close.
Okay.
And now you can create a class from that. Okay. And if you want to invite the public to join the class so they could construct, we can do that if you want.
Create class. And so what this is an activity. This is an important thing, right? It's an activity. And
no, this here is the activity you made. Yep.
It has to be in an activity. And when I'm looking at activities, I've created a custom activity. So if I could just back up for a second. I first went to resources.
Yep.
And on the resources page, I found remote learning templates. And under there, I scrolled down and I went to the classic whiteboard. And
the classic app. Yep.
Yep. I made a copy of that activity so I could customize it so it could be, because I'm sure your standard that you're doing tomorrow wasn't the standard that I was doing today. You're going to copy the activity, create it the way that you want to. You have to go back to your profile just so you can get into the same one. Oops. I'll just go back to my profile. Profile. This is my activity that I customized from the remote learning templates. And then I'm going to click create class.
Right. And again, a more ideal name for it. I mean, the students make up the class. What you're really making is a live lesson. So I'm going to join. People can join. They could, we could work here in real time, and you could watch all of our work in real time. Okay. So let's create it.
All right. So now I'm going to see where I can post this. Join our GeoGebra Classroom. Okay.
Oh. So MGY8K to MG.
All right. I'm gonna.
Can I get that URL there? I'll join there.
Yeah.
MGY8.
Comments on the side, you'll be able to see it too, but I'll put it in the private chat.
Just go to the class. So MGY8 what? Just rattle it off to me. This is it.
Oh, MGY8K2ZR.
Got it. Here we go. I'm in. All right. So now we have people in here. And so now, see, the thing is, the cool part is that even this interface has changed. Right now, Gabby has started 1 out of 6 tasks, and she's currently on task 1. But if you look at what I'm doing here, I started doodling on the whiteboard on task 2. You see here, but it should say soon that, say, hey, Brzezinski is only, he has 6 tasks to work on, but he's on task 2 out of 6.
Oh, is that new?
Yeah, there's been a lot of updates here since we did a webinar, simulclass last. But see here, if you look at my thumbnail, I've started 1 thing, but I'm on task 2. So, hey, Tim, go to the first. You already know that I'm like on the first there, I skipped the first thing there. But if you go up to the upper corner where it says 2021 whiteboards or whatever you called it, upper left corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, click there. Now you can look at it by, so go to task 1. You could see what everybody who's doing task 1 is doing. You asked us to make a chord. Well, let's see if we can make a chord here, you know? So there we go.
I didn't put points on there.
You don't need to.
I know you don't need to, but
I know it would be nice. But see, obviously,
what a lot of kids were doing, they were putting the point in the circle.
mm-hmm.
So, because I gave them the definition. So I want to make sure that they have the tools they need for what they might do so that we can talk about it.
Right, sure. But you could see here from your teacher overview page here that I don't know what a chord. I mean, I drew a radius here.
Right.
Gabby drew it correctly. So did that other person there. But you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you can look at my work. Now if I update it, you won't see it. That's just a preview. It doesn't update. But the cool thing is that see what used to be the case in GeoGebra is that teachers were frustrated because I want to see if, like, say Tim did the 6 tasks and see his work, but before I had to go to every task and look for Tim's name. That was a pain in the butt, But now if you go back, if you go to the class overview upper left corner, you can click on my name and you could see all my work at once.
Oh,
yes,
that's nice.
It's beautiful. That was it took months for that to come up, that to be there, but once it did, it was very well welcomed. It was just like teachers want to look at all student work at once, like quick formatively assessing, see what's going on. See, this is more for after the class, and I'm looking at it afterwards, my planning period. But for the live lesson part of it, where you're working in real time, it's best to go to the tasks page to see how students are responding to all the tasks all at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I think Gabby mentions that we need the point tool for the tangent. We probably have to go back and edit the activity and put that in, which we could do.
This is like every day. It looks good. I got everything all set up. I feel like I'm ready for school today. And then I get there and I got a bunch of kids and I'm like, yeah, right. You can't edit that. We can't something. I don't have the point tool.
Yeah, but even when I started making these, like, for the first time, it's like there was always a tool that I forgot. I'm like, oh crap. So I'd have the kids hold off. It's like, so I would go back and I would actually just edit it quickly, drag that tool in, a customized toolbar, drag whatever I forgot, put it in, and then hit apply, save and close, and then, hey kids, refresh your pages, boom, there you go. And so it's like we don't do it perfectly the first time. It's like, and even with remote learning, we're not going to either. So. But this is how you can engage your students remotely here in constructing, and you can actually show your screen to the class. Like, so go back to task 1.
On task 1.
Yeah, hide the names so people don't get embarrassed. Oh, which students drew chords correctly from what the definition said? Student 2 has no freaking clue what's going on. But students 1 and 3, so you could have them reflect on each other's work that way. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's how we could actually go about doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to do today, and those are nice updates. All right. So are you up for showing me how okay, I'm gonna recap. What I should have done is I should have gone to GeoGebra. I should have logged in.
Again, you don't want to should on yourself, because I should have. Again, there's 8 million ways to do the same thing.
No, but this is what we did, is right. We went to GeoGebra, made sure I was logged in. On the resources, I'm able to find those remote learning templates. Why not just start with the template? There's a bunch of stuff in here that's ready to go. Use these. And I'm going to go to Classic, was the whiteboard that you recommended.
The only reason why is because we could customize the toolbar in the Classic. In all the other apps, all 8,000 tools show.
Got it.
That's why.
Okay.
And
so from there, if you're fine with it just being the way that it is, you can create class, right?
Alice, most teachers, Alice, are not going to do what we just did. What most teachers want, I just need a few whiteboards, please. So go back a tab for a second. If all you need is just some whiteboards that kids sketch thoughts and ideas on, just go to those templates there.
Yeah.
And just scroll down, go to where it says virtual whiteboards, go to blank whiteboards, the first one. Nope, up.
Yeah. Blank whiteboards.
Yep. Just make a class from that. You have 4 boards there. Doodle away. Have your kids doodle away and whatever, you know? So that to me is like, it's, if I need something quick, easy, done, hit create class, have your kids join. That's it.
Awesome.
So yeah. Just and if you don't mind, just as an just to put a little twist on this, like you gave the kids and asked them to like the definition, asked them to construct it using those few tools of GeoGebra. Could we use in remote and hybrid learning settings? Could we go the other way around?
Well,
Could we actually have them interact with a secant, not telling them what it is, and as having them create or author their own definitions without Googling it? Again, there's always going to be a kid. Sometimes they used to say without Googling, but then that would make the kids want to go to the phone and Google.
I was
but like,
nobody looked it up today.
I'm telling you, if you kids like the more obvious thing, Google, but the kids don't think of it. You know, it's funny, but
it's kind of like a puzzle or a game in this way. Like it's a challenge, and they're not being graded on it. You know, and I've come around like, not quite. What do you think about that? And so I had really great student engagement today. I was really pleased. I just really would have liked it to have worked in the GeoGebra classroom. I was excited for it, but the kids were so great about it anyway. Even though I had to like Hail Mary, I'm like, hey, we're just going to do it from scratch. Go to the GeoGebra.org site, click on geometry. They were still into it too.
Yeah, and so I know I want to respect people's time here because it's a Friday and we want to get going. But if you go to the private chat and the StreamYard there, if you go to that first link that I sent, just want to illustrate another way you could do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it this one, the circle terminology?
Yeah. So like, imagine saying you can also have students create a class out of, say, like this. All right. So click in that app there.
Why does it say press enter?
I don't know.
Doesn't do anything. Okay.
There we go. So see here, the large points are movable. You can move that around. So you say change the size of this, change the radius, of course, right? There's the circle. Okay, you can move that around. So that's what a chord is. So like, how would you describe it now? In the question below, it asks them to describe like a circle or chord numbers. Now, if you go to if you click all those check boxes, they'll show it one at a time. So you could show radius, you can drag it around. So by having students play and interact with something like this, you can engage your kids remotely and ask them to author their own definitions. And many of them will not think to Google it, which I guess is a win for us as teachers, but you know, but there you go. So that actually shows them there. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the questions there. How would you, and even the question, hey, can you describe what radius is without using the words half or diameter? You know what I mean? So, right, because a radius is a length, of course, but also I wanted to describe the locus, like the set of points there.
Right. Yeah, what I realized, I had to make sure I told to make me a chord that's not a diameter.
Right. And so diameter we define in terms of chord, but like, you know, so, and again, one more version of that, again, to differentiate for students, there's another version of that. If you go to the second one in the private chat there, let me just show that really quickly. With GeoGebra, you can find a lot of, like, say, differentiated resources here as well. Quick example, see, that one only shows the radius. It's almost like we break it up into manageable pieces because some students, all that stuff in the screen is too much for them, you know? So there's what a radius is. Hey, can you describe it in your own words? You know? And if you scroll down, you'll see that each one's been broken up into, say, here's 2 of them at a time. Can you tell me what each of those are? And then so, again, you see what I'm saying? So therefore it's broken up. So for some students, they need something more structured like that. That's less in each, less is more mentality, you know? You know, but with remote learning, the challenges are real. They're there. It's crazy. But at least here with GeoGebra Classroom, you can engage your students live in real time and watch their thought process, formatively assess them, and have them formatively assess each other by you sharing your screens and hiding their names. You know, there's a lot you can do here.
Yeah. And so as to point out is that when you have an activity, when you do the create class, it actually allows me to look at each one of these little chunks of what all they're doing separately. And then I, project it up so we can have a conversation or discussion about it.
Right.
Screen.
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool. But yeah, a lot more coming. Definitely excited about the IM high school curriculum coming as well too. Oh, one little thing here. This is something that people don't realize. Can the teacher change the activity when students have begun the class, really? And the answer is yes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, with Google Slides, it's like make a copy for every student. If you change the master, then you have to like make brand new copies for students. Not with GeoGebra. With GeoGebra, it's fluid, it's dynamic. So Alice, can you go back to the class we were all in? All right, the whiteboards, go to the one that says class right there. Gabby was in it, I was in it, and Lori was in it. So watch this. Now, let's say this class is still in session, but then you want to add some tasks for tomorrow. Go to the upper right corner, click View Original.
Okay.
You see, think of it this way. A GeoGebra class is like a tree branch. The tree branch comes out of the stem or the trunk.
Okay.
If the trunk dies, then the branch dies, right?
Okay.
So the tree trunk is like the activity that you made here.
Okay.
The branch is the live lesson or the class. You can't edit the class. You have to edit the source, the file, the activity from which it came.
Okay.
So what you want to do is go down here, go to the three dots in the upper corner. Okay, we're answering Gabby's question here. Hit edit activity.
So I'm gonna try and get the.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Ready? So go to the very bottom. Go to add element. Actually, you know what? Yeah, go to add element. Do question.
Okay.
You see question there? Let me get rid of Gabby's comment so you can see it there. All right, so do question, and then just ask, how are you feeling today? So we've changed this activity. We've added something to it, right?
Okay.
Or actually, you should put that in the question part, not the heading, but that's okay. Yeah. Right. So hit done. Now hit save and close. Now, because we changed the tree trunk, we're changing the class with it. So what you need to do is go back to your class. All right.
Refresh.
Refresh your page. Okay, it's not like Google that you have to actually have every kid manually refresh it. So all of the people that are in this class, the three of us, we have to refresh, and you should see another task.
I see it. So what if I am here in this first task and I go here to the tools?
Hang on, I'm not looking. Wait, say it again.
I'm editing the first task. I'm going into the tools. I'm customizing the toolbar. I realize I forgot to do point.
Drag it in.
I see. You see this line?
Go slow. Yep.
Okay,
hit apply. Scroll down. Hit save and close. Oh, you know what? You're not editing it. You're actually viewing it as the original. You're viewing it. So now you have to go there and edit it.
Edit the active. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. So I'm in here.
Yep. So there you go.
Here we go. And I go to tools.
Yep.
Customize the toolbar.
Drag point in there. Because Gabby told us we forgot point. She's right. And so, yep. Now go all the way to the bottom.
Close.
Save and close.
Okay. So now if I go back to my GeoGebra class.
And all of us that are in the class refresh our pages.
Okay. I'm going to refresh my page.
It should show. I see. Wait a minute.
Task one. It's on task one.
Oh, you know what you forgot? You forgot to hit done.
I did.
You did. That's why I don't see it.
Put that out there too, and like
that's a pain in the butt. That is a royal pain in the butt right there. I've spent 10 minutes fixing something, and it's like no. So, all right. So go back to edit it.
Is this it?
No, you have too many tabs open.
You have too many tabs. Okay, so I'm gonna just go view original, three dots.
View original. Yep.
And
edit that original now. Yes.
Edit the activity.
Yep.
Okay. And then I go to the three dots here, so I can go to tools, so I can customize the toolbar, and I can do the point.
The point was already, it's weird. So drag point back, hit done.
Done. I just didn't hit done. I just forgot done. Now I save and close.
Maybe that's it.
Okay, now I'm going to refresh on this other screen that you can't see.
Hang on a sec. Hang on. Let's see the activity first. I want to see the activity come first. Okay. It's there. Now refresh the. Huh?
Is it on your screen?
Let me see.
Because I'm looking on. I put it in a different account on a different tab window.
I'm not seeing it actually. Maybe that's a bug. I got a report, but the point is though, if you were to duplicate that app and get rid of the others, you could have it. You know what I mean? Again, that's a workflow issue that most people won't run into, but I'll definitely, make a ticket for it for sure.
Thanks.
So no problem.
Great.
Cool.
We've got Rhonda. Where do we start learning about GeoGebra, Tim?
Oh my goodness, there's lots you could do. I mean, like, I'm not one who likes to, read so much, but again, there are, let me think, where would be the best place to go in little time? Again, we live in a YouTube generation. If I want to learn how to fix a leaky faucet, I'm going to YouTube it and find someone who knows what they're doing, right? So I would recommend going to GeoGebra's YouTube page. Okay. If you go to the GeoGebra Classroom right here, it's a playlist. I'll give you the link to it here.
All right. So wait, you can't see your screen.
No, I'm going to drop it in the other thing here.
Okay.
More about GeoGebra Classroom. Here you go. And they're little 2-minute videos that kind of describe the workflow. Again, baby steps, little bits and pieces. That's why I recommend starting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Find what Alice just did here. Go to the remote learning templates, find something you like, and create a class out of it. Have your kids join. Small steps. Okay, we're not gonna do some crazy advanced construction the first second. There's no way. But baby steps. Will there be an option for collaboration in GeoGebra Classroom? The answer to that is it's like a yes. Okay, GeoGebra Classroom from an activity, no. What's going to be happening is GeoGebra Notes within a month maybe or so. Again, don't quote me on the time because I can't speak for dates. But the idea is GeoGebra Notes will create a class from the Notes app itself and have create several copies of that file, like Google's make a copy for every student. Where, okay, I want these 3 students to be in this collaborative workspace. I want another 3 students to be in this second group collaborative workspace. And I, as the teacher, will be able to see all group progress in real time. Okay, so we're developing some activities where, like open middle problems and other things, where students can team up and engage remotely and in hybridly, whatever, to do just that. But that's coming. It's not quite here yet. So.
Awesome.
Right now we have groups of 1. You're welcome. Which is individual. So, but yeah, a lot more coming in the next few months. So definitely stay tuned for that. And so I'm sure when Alice gets frustrated, she'll make me come on again. So
that's exactly how this works, and I appreciate it.
I guess, sure. Why not?
Very helpful. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everyone.
All right. Later.